Oh, goody goody. Goody 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 goody. I'm doing this. You get everything you want. Weirdest shit in the world. Weirdest. But I think God works in mysterious ways. Because I'm always like, and God, why me? You know I gotta be me. So I ain't what they're expecting. Like, I don't know. I think God's the one that trained me up. You know what I mean? See through this facade, see through this bullshit. No stupidity. Hey, Venomous, how's it going? Yeah, trolling for Jesus. Keep enjoying yourself, bud. I don't know who you are, but you know who you are. And well, when my fantasy becomes your nightmare, we'll see how that goes. I know it's all a joke right now. It doesn't make sense to you. And well, why should it, right? What do you guys want to talk about? There's a few things we could talk about. This is like, we want people to be fake, I think. We want people to be what we want them to be. In fact, we get upset when they I'll give you for instance. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched like you guys know how I watched the PBD podcast. Daniel Baldwin's on there and he's talking about Hillary Clinton. And he's like, if she was a better actress, she would have got in. I was like, you guys want your politicians fake? And I mean, I think Hillary Clinton was probably faking it as far as Hillary could. And well, and she was still a cunt, but that's just what I think. You know what I mean? Hey, I just thought that was weird. People say weird things and I pick up on it. I'm just kind of like, eh. What do you guys think about the Stephen Baldwin thing? Guys ever look into that? He does some weird shit on TikTok. I'm just saying, weird stuff. But I don't know. Is he playing games with the Holy Ghost, or is he playing a game for the Holy Ghost? Or hey, they are all demons. Well, I think so too. You know what I mean? Well, here's the deal. Venomous. I think Justin Trudeau. I think his brother might play for Team Big. It's his half brother. I seen a TikTok where he's on there. I probably shared it on my ex. He's sitting there, he's talking, and he's like, I want to send this message out to anybody who got tricked by these dark forces, like Epstein's Island and Diddy, those people who wanted to be with the cool people, but maybe got extra in their drinks, you know what I mean? Did something they normally wouldn't have done. But when they done what they done, and camera, you know what I mean? And rather than do the right thing, they continuously keep doing the wrong thing. Because if they don't, we'd all find out about their bad thing, and they can't have that. But people should just come out and tell the truth, you know what I mean? I'd rather pay for it now. "Hey, you were drugged, and as long as you didn't continue it," it's those ones that continue with it, you know? Those are the ones that are probably gonna have problems, you know what I mean? I'd probably say, like, the LeBron Jameses of the situations, but I don't it's just a guess. I don't know where LeBron is with God, but the evidence is not pointing good for LeBron. You know what I mean? Anybody with any sort of intelligence who can recognize Satan, you know what I mean? Sometimes we're wrong, though, you know what I mean? If I was wrong, I'd say, "Hey, sorry, LeBron." I don't think I'd have to apologize to LeBron. Or if I had to throw a little no heart in there, I'd probably say Kevin of the situation, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Why would you do something so stupid, Venomous? To think you were selling something that you didn't own. Biggest trick in the book, eh? Biggest trick in the book. Old Satan told them right from the get-go. Well, there's AD. But you think I need to humble myself? Buddy, you're gonna quiver. You're gonna quiver when it fucking dawns on you that God works through people. And when you fuck with those people, brother, you're fucking with the wrong people. You know what I mean? That's why I always said, I'm warning you. God's up to something, AD. You should listen and not be a moron. You know what I mean? Let's have a conversation and, well, let's get down to the situation of AD and how we can get to Jesus. Well, first of all, we have to let go of that ego and we have to tell ourselves that, well, the people that didn't give a fuck about our life and we went and fought a war for them. So not only did they manipulate me, but they manipulated all my other fellow men. Now, you have to come to terms with that, bud. Like it's not your fault. Don't let that identify you, bud. Don't let it be your identifier. Smash it. Hang on the truth, bud. Figure out what the truth is of who AD is. Bud, we all make mistakes. You know what I mean? We just gotta own up to them. You know what I mean? You know how like little me tells everybody I'm a bad daddy because I got that for my kids. But then somehow I'm an idiot when I'm out here trying to tell people, you know what I mean? Let's band together. Let's make sure the people who did this to us pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big thing. Hey, guys, not only did they get us, they were going after the children here in my country. Big, 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 big time. Right there on Sesame Street. Hey, guys, if your parents tell you it's bad, you should go and tell a real grown up. And we'll take care of those parents. AAD, listen, bud, you can't change the world ending. Says who, AD? Says who? You don't determine shit, bud. God determines it all. I just put my best foot forward and hope for the best situation. In all situations, you know what I mean? Open my mind, expand my horizons, you know what I mean? Is this the only earth we got? And well, should we stand up for ourselves and be men, AD? Like, are you a fucking actor? Am I in the Truman Show? There's no way there's this fucking humanity's this fucking stupid. There's no fucking way. Like, come on. Hey, D, can we just end the gag? Like, fuck, can we just, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way you're this fucking dumb, bud. And don't tell me back to work because I got a lot of fucking trauma. I need stuff off. You know what I mean? A lot. You get to take yours. All this bullshit when you tell me I got demons. No, bud, I got personality. You don't fucking like it. Because, well, I'm a Heyoka. And, well, I show you. You. And you don't like that. You know what I mean? You really don't like that. You should look into those Heyokas, bud. You know what I mean? But then again, the people like me, remember? Those natives. They were taking someone like me. Would work together, the sweat hut and all that stuff. You'd want to stay away from my Heyoka, you know what I mean? Oh, you wouldn't want to go near them. They're like people readers, 80. They're like, "Meh, meh, 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 meh." They're not always right because people can only act so long before their many faces start getting exposed. You know what I mean, AD? But you don't, bud. You thought to yourself, what if Carl is the Mashiach? Huh? Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. And well, you had to accept that, AD, in order to move on to the next level. Because, like, I don't know what your interpretation of Jesus is. I can never really get it. But what I'm thinking most Christians are thinking is God, whose father sent his only begotten son, right? Well, he suffered while he was here, right? Like he had a hard time talking to people. I understand. I understand. I can sympathize with Jesus that way, but she's thick out here. But he had those frustrations. He was human, you know what I mean? He had feelings. I understand that. Like, hey, bud, every day I don't fucking accomplish what I'm supposed to. And what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? And I know people like you don't really give a fuck that people like Bill Gates are out there walking around on the streets, dictating our lives. Listen, little buddy, I think we're set up. I think Billy, listen good. Billy the Gates, he wrote us a nice little pandemic before she happened. Now, I think it was the WEF who ran like a simulation. What would be the best way to go about controlling the internet before we could control the minds of all the little minions out there? We can infest their brains. What's the best way to do that? So they simulated that shit before, no, all before. You know what I mean? It's it's crazy how these things work out. And then Obama's in the speech roasting Trump, saying, "Hey, we already had a playbook written out just in case it happens." He didn't fucking follow orders. Hey, D. I can smoke. No, I've never did anything harder than marijuana, bud. That's it. Or I have done mushrooms before, and no, that gets scary for me. Not because I see all these fantasy lands like other people do. I have other weird shit happen, and I probably do see shit, like, in the sky, like, it's all gridded the fuck out. Right? You have drank, girl. Oh, yeah, I've drank. I have. I don't anymore. Not for a long time. Like, if I'm being honest, everybody eats their own, you know what I mean? Do your own thing, but they're called spirits for a reason. And let me tell you, I blame it on the alcohol. I blame it on the spirits that were in me, because every fucking bad thing I've ever fucking done, I had some bad spirits in me. Wasn't really me. You know what I mean? It took me a long time to figure that out, though, that this took me a while to figure out, hey, if you just Carl, if you just stop doing this completely, because it's not like I'm saying I was a complete retard when I drank. You know what I mean? I know how to have a good time and stuff like that, you know. I had more good times than bad times with alcohol, you know what I mean? It's just the bad times. You can't take them back, you know what I mean? So, when you let those bad spirits inside of you, and then you as the human, in order to be with the truth, at least have to admit it to yourself. You're a fucking piece of shit. And that's where the stuff comes in, you know what I mean? So that way you can forgive yourself for what you did. You know what I mean? How can you forgive yourself if you don't know that you probably caused suffering? You know what I mean? Well, I'm sure if Ryan has a membership too for what? Kid Rock was on Joe Rogan saying he officially member of Bohemian Grove. Well, I know that. Have you never heard me talk about Kid Rock and say, "Hey, I'm not sure about Kid Rock." Like, I thought he came straight out of a trailer. I maybe it's a fibber out there, but they showed a big old house he comes from. You know what I mean? He looks like he came from some money. And then the whole Bud Light thing. And then he becomes the CEO who's like some ex-CIA or FBI. And they become friends. And then anybody who thinks that Bud Light was trying to pass off an agenda is an idiot. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. I've heard Kid Rock also say, like, hey, if you could go back in time, Jesus is who he'd want to go back in time and talk to. And I think that's a cool thing. But I don't think he's going to want Jesus. Not because Jesus isn't there, because that's not his name. I think we play this silly little name game. I think it's because Satan wants us to. You know what I mean? But hey, whatever. Satan wants to use Jesus. He wants to use whatever he wants to use. I'm down to use the character of Jesus or Yeshua against the devil. And AD, the devil is you, brother. But here's the thing. I'm gonna say something controversial, AD. Even I love the devil. The devil teaches me. He's the one that elevates. God just gives me the power to get through the lessons. AD. See, I love you even though I know you're working for Satan. It's a sad situation, brother, but hey, maybe we can bring you to the light. Maybe you can accept who you are. You know what I mean? Stop trying to put me down. Stop trying to make yourself feel better, bud. Let's talk about you. And just put on my community tab. I sent it to little me. It's like the old clip of Jesus where it's the demon out of the young lad, and he's like, it's like a narcissist coming face to face with the truth. Leave Satan's from AD. Leave. Let AD start taking over his own brain. I want you with Jesus, AD, but I'm gonna troll the fuck out of you because you ain't. You ain't got no stones, bitch. You live in the trans capital of the world. You are the refugee camp, and you can't fucking stand. Like, if you can't tell me that if your little boy goes to school and if he tells them he feels like a little girl, you might run into problems, and you can't tell me that that can't happen. There's a problem in the world, bud. You know what I mean? Like, you think a big tough soldier like you can fucking go to your school board and say, listen, motherfuckers, get this stupidity out of here. You know what I mean? And then when they kicked you out, that's when you take go and you take the truth to others and you say, like, hey, if you guys allow this stupidity now, what are we gonna allow in the future? We're setting a fucking bad example for our children. Imagine if we took responsibility for our children now, we could change the world for them, but not AD. Calling you got demons. And holier than thou, AD, will teach thee. AD, you're a loser. But you can be a wiener. Hey, AD, just come to the truth, bud. You know what I mean? Let her all out. Just just let that ego just shatter like a piece of glass. Just feel it in her head and say, I want to think a different way. And then your brain's gonna go. And then listen, you're gonna think anything's possible, AD. You're gonna question fucking everything, bro. And when you go looking, this is what I mean. I want to be here for you. Because that's the problem. I didn't have any help, buddy. And weird shit going on. And I'm like, hey, like I'm saying this shit that's going on. I have reasons to think it because this can someone listen? No, crazy person. Oh, what the fuck? Like, who do I go to? Who do I you know what I mean, right? What are you trolling? I want some. That's on DMT. I'm scared of what would happen to me. I don't know. I'd have to go see some medicine men. You know what I mean? Like the ones who like the natives who still practice the old ways and stuff like that. That's who I like to go talk to and learn from. And because that's the thing. Like, just you imagine you're here to tell the Jews the truth is the way. Jesus was the guy to show us that way. And then I gotta tell the Christians, hey, I think I think most of you guys are satisfying the devil. Because if you don't feel uncomfortable with Jesus, you know what to tell you. That's not to say that hey, I do think that happy people have Jesus. That's not what but I think that there are people that are trying to make a difference. They're knowing they're making a difference. And quite frankly, I think like and this is honestly like if I could find my soul tribe. If I can find my soul tribe, AD, you might be fucked. Think I should reach out to Jaguar Wright and just say, hey, when are you gonna tell these stupid motherfuckers you work for God and that they're in big fucking trouble and we're no joke? Because here's the thing, this is why I think Jaguar Wright is a little starseed. Well, she throws little hints out there and shit like that. But like if she was lying, somebody would have sued her by now, right? Like you think they'd be interested, or the FBI or somebody, a big news station would do a big story on Jaguar Wright exposing the loser that she is. You know what I mean? But there's not that. It's radio silence from Jay Z. Only blockages from Jay Z. You know what I mean? Shut no Piers Morgan up. Piers, that little pussy, eh? Jaguar's gonna show the world you don't fuck with her. That's what I think, anyways. She's a little star seed. AD, what do you think about that? You think it's possible? I don't know. I've been wrong before. I fucked up on that Upchurch thing, eh? Or did I? Does Satan have him in his full clutches? Or can Team Truth drag him away from Satan? Listen, we're not going to drag him from nothing. We're going to say, listen, buddy, if you want to get your shit together, that's up to you. You want to keep batting for Satan, you'll end up with Patty in the end. Is that really what you want? That sounds sick and twisted, doesn't it? But if you do it to yourself, you do it to yourself. You know what I mean? Teams Creek squad has a lot of explaining to do. You know what I mean? Ryan Upchurch, your life is a movie, but a big part of my movie. I always said I was doing a movie even before you did, Buckaroo. You, you are a prophet. Your life is. Oh, right. I am a superstar and a chosen one. Like It's not that I think Upchurch is a bad guy either. That's the thing. He's just really stupid right now. He needs a wake-up call. "Hey, buddy." "Hi." You might wanna have a talk with Uncle Will. He's gonna need some cuddles. Cuddles, 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 because he's a victim of Carl's. I can just see it now. But yeah, he makes this too easy. He's got, like, a compilation video of me saying, "Hey, Uncle Will." "Hey, Uncle Will." "Hey, Uncle Will." Like, you guys gotta go check it out. See, that's why I always laughed at that shit. I'm like, "That's gonna go good in the movie. It's gonna make you look like, well, the person you are." I'm gonna donate my membership to the Bohemian Grove. I'm done with the delusions and lies. Listen, AD, if you're an actor, you're a really bad one, like, really bad. Are you an FBI or CIA agent? You know I'm the chosen one, and you're trying to block me from the world with your stupidity. Everyone most of the people on my YouTube are CIA, FBI, or Pentagon, or DOJ, or RCMP. And you guys got me monitored full time, thinking I'm gonna buy onto your stupidity. Yeah, grown men shouldn't stand up and do the right things. I'm sorry, I got God. I can't bite onto Satan like you guys. You know what I mean? I hope you're being well paid for being an actress there, fucking 80. Kudos, deputy dipshit. Oh my goodness. Like we're on the brink of nuclear war. And how do I know that? Well, AD told me so. Hey, AD, we've been trying to talk to you about, well, who might have picked a fight first. You know what I mean? And wow, I don't even know what I want to talk about. I was gonna keep talking about that, and then I was like, how many times does the world gotta be fooled? Like, it's hard for me as a Canadian brother to sit here and let you guys look like complete fools. Like, it doesn't take a complete brainwave. I haven't even looked at all the videos or all that others. And these are just my opinions and my thoughts, and you guys can let me know where I'm wrong. Okay, 9/11 had a pretty big effect on everybody's life, right? Well, they announced right before that happened that 2.3 trillion or 2 or something, I don't wanna what let's just say 2 trillion missing. You think that that would still be in the news until the mystery was solved on the where that your taxpayer dollars went? I don't know if you guys know how much you have to work, like, as a country to have 2 point something trillion dollars. I'd say that's probably a lot of sweat. You know what I mean? Huh, holy fuck. But anyways, and then you look into the insurance, special insurance that not too many people get, and there was a good oh my goodness, you know what I mean? So, I don't even care about the rest of the information. That just tells me enough right there that there's something not right there, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, people can't come together and say, "Hey, we need more information. We demand more information." Like, don't tell us or give us information with all those black marks in them. You know what I mean? They tell us we're stupid. They tell us those black marks are for our benefit. So if we don't know exactly what's going on, we won't really think about it. You know what I mean? Because the good guys, the RCMP and the FBI and all CIA and all that good stuff, like fuck, like our governments have worked together for mind control. Yeah, mind control. Go check that out. Worked hand in hand, skipping together on that one. Why would you put human beings through that? Just so you could learn how to torture more human beings? You know what I mean? Fucking weird. We hear that that went on, and we're not jailing the people that were part of those projects or anything like that, but instead, they're fucking living the life, getting paid. Well, if you know all this stuff, dipshit, why aren't you doing something to try and bring people together? Huh? Why aren't you doing that? Or do you wanna let me know where my ideas would work? You know what I mean? Let me know. You don't like the Dick Durbin idea? You know the one where I tried getting the well, here's the thing. I talked about being the Mashiach and that I tell the Jews that Christ was the way to go, but they were still right because there was 2 but then again, don't get your fucking chains in a rattle there, bud. I'm not your Mashiach. Right, let's get that straight. Oh, where was I going with that? And the whole Christian thing. But here's the other deal. Gotta get back to the old way, the native way, right? So here the deal was I was trying to get native people to dress up in their best warrior outfits or whatever, you know what I mean? And they could make their own videos to Dick Durbin, right? Everybody else, Anybody can do whatever they wanted, but I just thought if they dressed up as a superhero, you know what I mean? Made up their own superhero or whatever, made their videos to Dick Durbin, right? Demanding to know who was on Epstein's list, right? But I wanted to get the natives to kinda start it and you know what I mean? Let's get back to the old way. Let's get back to living well, the the Jesus stuff, it kinda goes hand in hand, be honorable, truthful, and all. It's kind of the same shit, you know what I mean? Anyways, so then we could get that list, right? And then we could because if they were on Epstein's island, they're gonna just find other islands, you know what I mean? So, there's probably children currently being hurt by elites because we allow it. So, maybe we could, "Hey, Pitbulls, I'm doing well. Hope you are as well." You know what I mean? Patrolling, you don't know that you have power. You know what I mean? You just see what you wanna see in me, bud. You're scared of as well you should. You know what I mean? I know when you write little sarcastic things on there, you're hurt, and it's okay until it's not okay. Don't be the victim. Whatever hurt you, let it know it hurt you. Don't cause violence or anything like that, but just say, "Hey, I refuse to own this because I learned to own what I had put out into the world as well." You know what I mean? Make sure you clean yourself up and then clean up that around you there, bud. You know what I mean? Because you can't if those people don't wanna take ownership of what they've done, they just shouldn't be around you, you know what I mean? Move on there. Well, I usually go for an hour, right? Guys wanna talk about something cool? This is what I think. I could be wrong. I think God throws out treasure all the time, you know what I mean? I think humanity just missed out on them. Same problem back then. We give these elite dickheads the fucking power and fucking the glory and all that, and not giving them to God, and then we get in all trouble because we wanna worship men. Oh, but anyways, so I think Tesla was a gift from God. You know what I mean? He did a lot of suffering because all he wanted was what was best for mankind, you know what I mean? And when the other guys know that, and there's not money in that, you get ostracized and all you know what I mean? Could you imagine being probably the brightest mind the world has ever seen, and you're getting ostracized? You know what I mean? Like, where do you guys think Tesla got these ideas from? Like, he spent most of his time alone from what I understand. I think he hmm, I think he's into prostitutes, though, but most of his time was alone and his thoughts were with God, and that's how he was able to you know what I mean? But humanity got that gift, but we picked Edison. You know what I mean? You guys are welcome. I'm not blaming you guys, okay? Listen, we well, Edison was a Canadian contribution. Hey, he was a good old Vienna boy, just an hour down the road. Hour and a bit. Well, more than an hour right now. She's pretty snowy out there. But yeah, well, we got the Thomas Edison way, you know what I mean? Chugga chugga choo choo. Let's keep making sure we have to use the stuff that the dipshits that we've allowed to say they own all the stuff. Make sure we always have to use that. We gotta make sure we make our money on our oil. Holy fuck. Oh my goodness. Hmm. Oh, but yeah, what do you guys think? Like, if we would have went the Tesla way, do you think this world would be a different world right now? And do you think that world exists somewhere other than right this world? Hey, weird things to think about like that. Is there an alternate universe where, well, humanity said, well, we want to listen to this Tesla fellow. See, I'm open-minded, Pipples. I don't know. Here's the thing. Maybe when you're flying through the gateways to heaven, maybe it's your own brain, right? And if you close doors, you don't get to go past. And you have to swim in your own brain for eternity, and that's what hell is. Never finding your way out. I don't know. I'm open to concepts, you know what I mean? The, you know what's important to me is that I don't like to judge, but if I have a strong feeling about something, I better say it. It's better to humble myself and say I was wrong than think that I was right and never say anything, right? Whole that whole fucking shit show. You know what I mean? Those fucking goofballs don't represent Jesus. You know what I mean? But I think because we really don't know that much about Jesus, it's no wonder fucking no one wants to do any work to get with Jesus because, well, out of the Bible, people are getting like, "Oh, Jesus died for my sins. I just have to believe there was a man, Jesus. That's it, and love him because he died for me. That's it. That's it." But anyways, um, but anyways, I think in the Vatican, they probably have a lot of information about Jesus under there, and I think it's very odd that you would not have artifacts like that and display them. Like, for sure, you know what I mean? But sometimes you gotta hide things for our protection, pit bulls. That's it. It's for our protection. How dare you wanna know more about Jesus? The one we tell you to believe in. They want everybody believing this pussy ass version of them. The Pope bending down, kissing fucking Elite's ass. Could you imagine being the Pope? Like, you think if anybody should know Jesus exists, right? This is what a simpleton the Pope is, just dumb as a box of rocks. You gotta know Jesus exists. Like, not had. It makes no sense to me, you know what I mean? And you still wanna play for Team Satan. Like, you have the information in front of you, but now the Pope doesn't know whether there's hell or not. They were preaching there was hell. Anyways, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. Don't fall into that religious dogma. You should be a follower of Christ. That's what I believe. Follower of truth. If you don't like, you know what I mean? Like I said, the old way, the native way, the warrior for the truth. You know what I mean? They were lovers, not haters. They built communities, passing on the wealth of information that they learned from each other to make themselves better. Fucking white man and his bad spirits. Fucking laying his alcohol all around there. Fucking it's the same story. Anyways, where was I going? Yeah. So, what about Pitbull? What do you think about this alternate universe? Because, like I said, I think for every little villain, maybe God spits out a good one. Hoping humanity fucking catches on. But anyways, Mr. Freud, right? And then you got the youngster, the monster, the one that's telling you, hey, you want to fix yourself, go into the darkness. Find out who you are. Fight and slay those demons. And then when you come out of that fight and you think, oh my goodness, and all of a sudden you see those same demons and others. The problem is those demons, they're fucking stupid, and I don't believe in violence. Anyway, anyway, like Carl Jung prophesied, I'm not making this up, he said, listen, if humanity doesn't learn to face itself, we're the world's gonna get in such fucking state of fucking delusion. It'll have no idea what the fuck's going on. Ding, ding. I'm saying winner, winner, chicken dinner, right? Wouldn't you agree, right? That's what I think. But we went the Freudian way where, like, I'm sorry, but please, everybody go make your own determinations. Please start investigating Freud and ask yourself, why the fuck did the system take that shit on? And then maybe you'll ask yourself, who is the system? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are the system. You're brainwashed, and you don't know you're the system because the key holders running the system hide behind a few little shittards named Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, George Soros. You know what I mean? But that's why I wanted to go after Dick Durbin. Pretty sure Bill was there. I'm pretty sure we could get him. And well, we find out what a tough guy Billy isn't if he actually had to face what he's ever done. He'd probably be a little mockingbird. You know what I mean? Because here's the deal. I'm a messenger of God, Pitbulls, and I'm here to send Bill Gates a message. Don't you ever, ever try and hurt yourself, Bill Gates. That's not the way to go, because I can promise you, you might regret that show. Bill Gates, you did this to yourself. You know what I mean, motherfucker. But anyway, God still loves you. And that's why he doesn't want you to hurt yourself. You can still get yourself through this. Because just like everybody else, Bill, you were lied to, buddy. You were manipulated. You were twisted up sideways. You never had to be this way. You were convinced by a two-bit hooker, and you bid on it, hook, line, and sinker. You little Tinkerbell. You see that, Pitbulls? That's my power. I'm talking to Bill Gates right now. That same motherfucker who wants us to eat his little lab meat. That same little fucker who was probably on Epstein Island. I don't just say that because, well, he was friends with him. His wife said that they got divorced because of him. You know what I mean? And, well, a lot of money. He does have the depopulation plan. But you got to ask yourself, well, Bill, Bill. Like, this is the thing. Pitbulls, like, really think about this. Like, like all everybody out there, just really think about this. Okay, let's talk about karma. So, if you have to pay for the suffering that you have caused others, you know what I mean? And you get karma off of all the suffering that your actions and words had responsibility to cause. Could you imagine being Bill Gates, knowing that anybody you got that? Like, I don't even know what to say. Can you imagine being the guy who was willing to fuck the world and you'd have to eat all that karma for every person that is on this fucking earth? Could you imagine taking that on and fucking all That's what I'm saying to Bill. You can do it, bud. Like, don't, don't end it. Like, just don't give up. But you'll be a superstar at the end, bud. Holy fuck. Like, this is the thing. Like, this goes for all of them. Like Marconi and fucking Marconi's husband and Justin Trudeau and even his wife. Like, if you know that shenanigans going on, you're just as fucking responsible as fucking little twat who's doing it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Pitbulls think the world has to go through a bit of chaos. You know what I mean? In order to fix itself. How do you think that's going to go? If the world actually had to take a look at itself, like just imagine if I was a son of God and little me would have to eat all his bullshit, not just because it was me, like just because that's the way you would treat another human being. And then finding out that they're a messenger from God and you just fucking block them all the time. He's so stupid. I think he's an actor too sometimes. I'm just like, I don't fucking like, is everything a fucking like, is the internet just a game? Somebody's playing with me. Like, like Patty Lynn. Now she's trying to convince me that she's chosen with Ryan and that I need to save Ryan and get her back with Patty. Mm. Me as a man of God is not supposed to see the narcissism within that woman. Oh my goodness. He's that's the thing. Warrior of the apocalypse. No, I don't have to fight anybody, bud. I'm figuring that out. It is a spiritual war. It's whether you want to fight your own stupidity or not. The war is with nobody, only with people themselves. I have no enemies. That's the thing. Like, I really do think I'm the right Kachina, right? So therefore, I'd have to be smart enough to figure out that if I was the right Kachina and people figured it out, like those evil cartels that I tell, hey, shape up or ship out. And I would expose them for being little losers. They are losers, right? Like, it's all of our children they're trying to poison, right? Like, you do think that that's loserish, right? I know it's glamorous to be a gangster these days. See, that's why I'm trying to change gangster, you know what I mean? Jesus is my gangster, and I fucking don't give a fuck what any gang wants to do to me because they can't hurt me because I live forever because I'm with Jesus. You can take the avatar, bitch. But here's the bad thing. The avatar doesn't really matter to me. But hey, if you want to beat on the avatar, then you might take a toll on yourself. I wouldn't want to hurt me. But hey. As you throw Jesus songs tea, we know Carl could be multiple universes. Yeah, Who knows what's possible? You know what I mean? I I wish I should search for this guy. He's on my TikTok. I can't even remember what his name is. I think it's Dakota or something. It was something else, but I think his name's Dakota on my TikTok. It talks about toroids or toroids. He he says, like, I think he says something about, like, some of us are walking planets, like ourselves. That's a serious thing. You have to listen to him. He does it much more intelligently, and I'm just ripping it up. I just like being called a toroid. I'm a toroid. It's better than being a Johnny Hemorrhoid, eh? Can you imagine? Pitbull, this is what I've been warning Johnny for a long time. At least he's smart enough to keep his mouth shut. No, maybe not. He censors me. Like, at least little me's a man. Johnny gets his dream. World famous. You know what I mean? What do you think he'd do? Do you think he'd cash out? 'Cause, like, I don't know, does he just cash out for this life? And, like, I want him to be paid. If he wants to be famous for being stupid, if you gotta sell your soul to do it, then, hey, I want him to enjoy this life. I want him to have the Lambo and the like, that's when you'd see Johnny's real personality. Like, let's just say that he was getting world famous because people liked him, right? Like, could you imagine if he, like, had, like, a bazillion dollars, right? I'm gonna ask you guys a serious question. Do you think he'd keep Merle around? That's a serious question, because he didn't need her to provide for him anymore, but she's gonna be around. Serious question. You know what I mean? Has Johnny ever been the man of the house there? Just asking the question. I know they've had jobs together at the same time. I'm just asking, was he ever the breadwinner and who knows? Well, would you like to know what I was like? Certainly wouldn't have been fucking doing videos, I'll tell you that. Like, I was like, I'll be honest with you, like, Facebook was the only thing I really used. You know what I mean? I didn't even use YouTube that much. I was busy living life. But no, I had Facebook, and I would put, like, videos and pictures of, like, events in my life and stuff like that, because the one thing I liked about Facebook like, it would show you your history, like, "Oh, on this day," or whatever, and you could go back and you could look at memories, and that's basically all I used it for. I didn't that was it. And here's the other thing, real people pleaser, real people pleaser. You know what? Like, I didn't question things when I should have, and, just because either I didn't wanna know really wanna know the answer, or, I didn't wanna cause a fight, and, that sort of stuff. That's who I was. And then, well, something tragic has to happen in your life, just like what happened to Carl Jung. He got ostracized by all his people because he failed to take on his mentor's beliefs, and that's when he figured he had to go inward, Squidward. You know what I mean? So something tragic has to happen for that to happen. So, wow, turns out wanting to end your life can turn out to be a tragic thing. Like when you're like gonna do it, and then something happens at the last little countdown time and it doesn't happen. It's not because you weren't gonna do it, but because you were stopped from doing it. But so that's pretty tragic. That'll shatter your and then as you go on and you learn, you're like, fuck, this world isn't what I thought it was. What the fuck is going on? Hey, work. I've worked for you for like 22 years. Why are you refusing to do an investigation? Because I say something's happened that has fucking broke my brain to the point where I didn't want to be here. Why? Why? Why would you do? One thing I want you to do an investigation on deleting every email you ever had with me. What's what is going on here? Oh, Mr. Ministry of Labor, uh, can you please have the company I've worked for 22 years do an investigation on me being off on mental leave because I think an individual put me in that spot, and if that's not the case, then I'd like to be told, but can can you find out what's going on for me? Wow. Yeah, Marwood. Oh, yeah, Carl. Come on in. We're forced to do an investigation now. Okay. See you then. Oh, hey, Marwood. It's nice that you guys are gonna do an investigation now. Blah, 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 blah. 3 hours of my life. Showing them that the emails had been all deleted, going over everything that had transpired in order for me to think that I was a piece of shit and didn't deserve to live on this planet. And please just investigate this stuff and talk to these people and find out if I'm a liar. Well, Carl, this is my Kinga. Kingas. Yeah. No, no, no more do this. No, 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 come on. This is beyond us. We're just gonna have to hire an outside company. What you've told us is, well, we're gonna have to leave that up to somebody else because we're not a bunch of incompetent, stupid fucks that just can't give you the answers that you're looking for because we can't go talk to these people. Um, I know we spent 3 years, whatever hours together. What we're gonna have you do is sign this. It's just a paper talking about what we've talked about here today. We just keep that between us. Just between us. You know what I mean, Carl? Just sign right there. Just sign right there. Fucking I don't know if you think I'm fucking stupid, but I can't understand why you're not fucking capable enough to just grab the people I talked, said what was going on, and let's sit down and have a conversation in front of each other. Would not be a good investigation? Let's do that. Huh? But anyways, can you imagine that? Here, sign the NDA. So you can't talk about what we've already talked about. And that way we can get you in trouble if you try to get any information because, well, you don't know Carl. You got a letter on the way. Oh, and what it's going to say, Carl, is it's going to say you're not allowed to talk to anybody from Marlin now about the situation that you got going on in your brain because you're fucking crazy. Anyway, anyways, you know what I mean. And then the part that hurts the most is, well, I got to talk to the investigator that they got to hire, like 15 minutes. I mean, it would be recorded right in the history of my phone or something. Anyways, I said, hey, talk to these people. Turns out, guess what? I didn't get to find out what was investigated, what was said, or any of that. But turns out everybody said everything was all okay. Right? And you know what I mean? So I was like, those fucking friends of mine. Can you imagine? Here's the deal though. So I didn't completely think I was fucking crazy thinking, how in fuck did like I thought I wasn't fucking I could prove all of them fucking liars if I could get face to face with them. But so that's a pretty shattering thing to find out your friends to save their own asses and their jobs. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I was talking. There was one person, my boy Corey. He came back and he told me, he said, I told him the truth, Carl, just so you know, because we both know you're gonna get fucked. I told him the truth. I said, thank you, Corey. And one day I'll find out. Because, well, if you're gonna investigate the Red Kachina, you're gonna have to investigate Corey. You know what I mean? I can't lie about this. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to back your fucking mouth up. Like, here's the thing, too. Can you imagine? You get strong enough to say to your workplace, I want a fucking investigation, or I'm going to fucking spill the beans on you. Because I cussed a lot. And well, they didn't want to give me an investigation. So, well, Carl went on Facebook and he was struggling in his own right because he's trying to get answers because he can't understand how his fucking friends have already like fucked him over. The people he's trying to call that are as friends, nobody's talking, nobody wants to like have a conversation. So I was, but anyways, so I was kind of like But imagine this, saying, "Hey, I want an investigation, and if you guys don't,